What's up, solutionaries? Welcome back, y'all. Fun weekend. Welcome everybody back for another episode of Solutionary. Y'all know how this go. When you come in, hit the like button. Smash the like button. If you're watching this on youtube.com/Maj Toure, share it. If you're watching this on rumble.com/Maj Toure, share it. If you're watching it on X, you know what to do. It's the same thing. It's going to be the same thing every time. When you come in, you hit the like button, you repost it, you help us beat the algorithms, because even though Elon has bought X, Twitter, and turned it into X, tweet cred is still a thing. Social media censorship is still a thing, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, you guys know. What's up, Richie Woods? How are you? Obviously, you guys know, as you come into the chat, every day we try to get $200 in super chats. That's 10 of y'all to donate at the $20 level. We want to keep making content that's in alignment with what we're talking about. Freedom, liberty, and all that other good shit. That's what we about as solutionaries. And that's what you tapped into. Solutionary. I am the host. My name is Maj Toure. You could call me Maj. Everybody calls me Maj, right? We're going to talk about a few things today. I got some great books for you all. I have some. So get your pens, paper. I know y'all tend to not use those anymore. Get your pens, paper, and all this other good stuff. We're going to tap into a lot of the censorship that's been going on. And this is why we ask you guys to hit the like button, repost. If you're watching this on X, Scrapping Beauty, how are you? Happy Monday. If you're watching this on X, repost it. Monday through Friday for about 30, 45 minutes. We chop it up about serious issues. Even if it's a pop culture issue, we're going to chop it up about it, but at the same time, we're going to tie it back into a solution. So we're going to talk about some solutions tonight. Just got back from Chicago. Had a class over there. Huge shouts to Eagle Sports Range. Huge shouts to Rhonda Ezell. If you are not aware, Rhonda Ezell has beaten 2 federal cases against there not being gun ranges in the city of Chicago. You can actually, one of you guys is really rich, or ladies that's really rich, we got an investment opportunity in Chicago. Link with me, because I'm really trying to put this together. We would love to have the first Black Guns Matter gun range in the Chicago city limits. That will be amazing. My point here is Rhonda Ezell showed up. She was there inspiring the people, informing the people, training the people. And it was an amazing, amazing time. A lot of good students came out. Again, these classes are free to all because of your voluntary donations. Very, very important. So we had the tour. We kicked it off in Chicago Saturday. And was that Saturday? No, that was Friday. That was Friday at 6 p.m. So we did that. And we got Phoenix this week. We got Phoenix this Saturday. Guys, we need everybody. Go over to solutionaryuniversity.org. Sign up for the Phoenix class. Let people know about the Phoenix class. We got Baton Rouge. We got Cleveland. We got, what else? St. Louis. Working on New Jersey. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited about Phoenix. Family is over there. Danny and Cheryl Todd from formerly azfirearms.com, but now Pot of Gold Auctions. They are family. They are hands down one of the best Second Amendment families I've ever met in my life. They've supported Black Guns Matter from the very beginning. So we're excited to do that next Friday over in the warmth of Arizona. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. And then we got Cleveland and we got St. Louis. And Baton Rouge. Excited. Always love it. So that's the thing, guys. All of these classes are free. If you're coming in, guys, we got 70 folks. Let's see where everybody's watching from. We got a few folks on YouTube, few folks on X. Let's get the actual views up. Let's hit those likes, guys. Let's hit the likes. Hit the like button, everybody watching. So that's the goal. We want to get November and December's classes. We got all those cities that I just named. That's all for October. We got Jersey coming. So Big D Rob says, would be dope to see you on with Real AF. I've done Andy's spot. I actually text Andy. Let me show y'all this. Let me see this real quick. I text Andy when I told him, hold on, where did you join at? Let me show y'all real quick. When I told him, I said, yo, Andy, I'm going to be in your town in a few weeks. Is it cool if I use your gym while I'm there and I get my head right? It's me chopping it up with Andy Frisella. He says, of course. So obviously, I've done Real as Fuck, or Real AF, because that's what it's actually called. I'm going to try to jump over and do another podcast over there again. And yes, we're working with Tony Simon from 2A for Everyone to work on a class in Newark, New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. I'll find out later this evening. But my point here, guys, is all of these classes that we're doing, these classes happen because of your voluntary donations. And yesterday we tried this Herculean task. We tried to raise $10,000 yesterday. I think we got about maybe $2,000. Let's beat 2,000 today. So guys, support the work. All of your donations, that link right under me, givesingo.com/solutionary is how you donate towards the work. If we can get that as well as 20 folks to donate to the super chat. 10 folks at the $20 level, that's $200 for this, hour. And that's $1,000 a week. The goal from doing the streams is to get $1,000 a week. And I can squeeze something out of that $1,000 a week, whether it's a class in a region where I could drive to, all that other good stuff. We going to get some work done. So nonetheless, guys, let's get all of that stuff out of the way talking about that. But today, talking about the tour and all that. So we're trying to fundraise an additional $10,000 so we can knock off November's classes and December. October is spoken for. Like I said, St. Louis, Chicago, Cleveland. Chicago was last weekend. Phoenix this weekend. Baton Rouge, St. Louis. All of those different cities. That's all in the month of October. We want to do November and December, and we want to hit more cities because we're going to squeeze that New Jersey class in October sometime because Jersey right up the street from Philly. So anyway, guys, fundraise, givesingo.com/solutionary. I want everybody to hold up. At the end of this speech or tonight's episode, I want y'all to donate then. If we can get 20 folks to donate $100, that will be awesome. Okay, guys, that will be 100% awesome. So today we're talking censorship, guys, and it's a full-on assault. I got some good books up here. I got some stuff that y'all should read that y'all not going to want to read, but y'all should read. You need to know what your enemy's thinking. So if you're balancing out the Communist Manifesto, we're going to balance that out with Anatomy of the State. Okay? Murray Rothbard. My point here is I got a bunch of good books for y'all tonight, and we're going to talk about and show you guys a whole lot of video. Tonight's going to be a video show. We got, John Kerry. We got AOC. We got Hillary, murderer, Hillary. We got Kamala Harris. We got Waltz Harris. We got everybody talking. They right in lockstep. The Democrats have no problem being in lockstep with destroying your Second Amendment, First Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment, any of your constitutionally protected rights in the Bill of Amendments, they're going to go after. And they get lockstep in the zone with it. So we're going to go through some of that tonight. Obviously, tonight's title is The Censorship Agenda Exposed. And when you say that, sometimes people think like it's this conspiracy theory to make it sound like juicy and salacious. It ain't that. When you start putting together all of their talking points back to back, like we're going to do tonight, you see exactly that they all are part of the same agenda. Okay? They've studied Saul Alinsky. Whether you have or not is a whole different thing. Rules for Radicals. They've studied that. They're implementing it. We see it in the speech of Kamala Harris all day. So we want to talk about a lot of that, and we're going to play some videos for you guys today. I want to start with, obviously, again, guys, givesingo.com/solutionary. If you get some value from the class, we got class at 7 p.m. Civics is tonight. If you get some value from the solutionary episodes, support the work. Support the work. That's what we're going to ask everybody to do. We're going to start with Hillary Clinton. Okay? We're going to start with her Good Morning America clip. Okay?
Into the game of politics.
Let's start with that real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Let's pause this for 1 second. Let me run this off. Let me turn my classical music off. Okay? And let's really deal with what's happening here, guys. This is Hillary Clinton on Good Morning America. Or Good Morning, whatever it is. One of them Good Morning GMC clips. And I've noticed this. Ever since she lost in 2016, right? There's been an acceleration of technocrats and authoritarians and politicians conspiring to censor free speech. Now, obviously, everybody knows that Trump was in the way in 2016. Trump was 1,000% in the way. Okay? And since then, he's derailed some of their globalist agenda. Now, I'm not going to be up here acting like to y'all like Trump was the greatest thing for the Second Amendment. We're not going to pretend like that, and I'm not. Everybody else may, but I'm not. Okay? And since I'm not going to do that, I can still be objective enough to say Trump seemed to get in the way of their authoritarian globalist agenda to some degree. The extent of how down he's with it, maybe, because it's looking like the whole world wants Trump to win at this point, right? Whatever that is, he seemed to have stepped in a way. And since 2016, when he jumped in there, right, Hillary lost. They were in a topsy-turvy spin. They turned their media, most effective devil in America machines on to the highest degree to attempt to censor speech and curb. We saw this tremendously. I mean, I've never seen a time when it was more highlighted than the 2020 COVID regime and the overreach and all that other shit. Okay? But I want to play something right now of all of these videos today are going to be a unified explanation from their own words of the people that are attempting to utilize the power of social media to limit you. Because that's what it is. Social media represents a serious threat to that global agenda, getting rid of individual sovereignty and all that other type of shit, because we can't have you just going out here talking about freedom and having conversations about things that actually make sense. We can't have you sharing information fast, quick, debunking myths. We got a few myths. Waltz was talking some of these myths, one of the stuff in the VP debate. We're going to go over that too. But they can't have you communicating effectively. Another thing that jumped in the way a little bit, and again, I am not advocating that any of these people, men, are fully evil or fully good. But I will say, having a Trump-Elon support base in the face of them trying to curb X, and I think there's a lot of improvement that still needs to be made on X, or formerly known as Twitter. But we cannot deny the fact that this at least looks on a surface level like they're going out of their way to utilize social media platforms. And this is why they're upset at Trump with Truth Social. They're upset with Elon buying Twitter, turn it into X, right? Because they wanted to deliberately control all of the methods of communication. You see what they're doing to the owner of Telegram over in France. Okay? So there is some truth to this conversation, and I want y'all to have the tools to make sure as solutionaries, you're not getting boxed into this, oh, you a conspiracy theorist. This shit ain't a theory. All right, so let's play some of this real quick. I want you guys to listen.
After writing this, any interest at all in getting back into the game of politics?
I will never be out of the game of politics. I'm not going to be running for anything, but I really feel, Amy, and I know George was interviewing Adam Schiff before, I really feel like our democracy is at stake, and there's many reasons for that. Some of them we saw on the screen with the insurrection, some of them because of the revelations about Facebook that creates a world of disinformation instead of, one that we can agree on what the facts are. I really am worried about what's happening at home and around the world. So I'm never going to get out of, being involved, worried, and hopefully trying to help in some way.
Guys, this clip is from 2 years ago. I want y'all to be very clear about this. We're going to go back. It's a Sankofa movement. In order to know where you're going, you got to know where you've been. This is 2 years ago. This is 2 years ago where they're belly aching about the Facebook. Now, mind you, since then, we've seen the Twitter files. We've seen the Facebook files. Matt Taibbi doing some great work there. We've seen Zuckerberg literally getting on there and saying, Zuckerberg, who's now identifying as a libertarian. You're welcome, America. You're welcome. I've been carrying a libertarian torch just like others have, but nobody's been carrying it into the urban demographic like we have. Terry Renee with the first super chat at $9.99. Thank you for that. What we do know is DGAF, about the average American, 100%. We have to care about us above average Americans. And I say above average because we are freedom. We are. If you're watching the Solutionary series or show, you are not average. You are the American that wants freedom, that wants liberty, that wants serious unity and constitutionally protected rights to be respected. That's what we want. Okay? So this is 2 years ago. We got to see the Sankofa bird, know where we came from, know what their agenda was back then. Know that Donnie Boy jumped in the way of that. Whether he's been bought since there, that's a different conversation. But even back then, she's belly aching as, again, fast forward, Zuckerberg is saying, nah, they was telling me I had to do, they coerced me. Now that might be old Zucky Boy trying to tap in because he sees the tides are changing because more and more people are being informed and they're tired about the goofy shit. That could be it, but I'll take it. A win is a win. Okay? My point in saying this was 2 years ago. We cannot pretend as if this is a 1 week old type of deal. This ain't a 1 week old type of deal. Let's pick another one real quick. Let's go to another young. Actually, you know what? Let's jump to something more recent at the World Economic Forum. Okay? Let's jump to something a little bit more recent. Kerry here. Okay? They're saying the quiet part out loud. Okay? And I want to give you all this in a format where this can be saved. And you guys can pull this up off YouTube, rumble.com, X, wherever you're watching it, or wherever you store it, bookmark it, save it, whatever. Comment, whatever. So when people say, oh, you just a conspiracy theorist, they not coming for your guns while they attempt to try to ban firearms, ARs. They not coming for free speech. As you can roll out their file, and when they say things like this, they saying the quiet part out loud. Let's listen to John Kerry at this World Economic Forum Impact meeting of 2024. The other one was a couple years ago. Let's speed up. Let's go male, female for a second. And we're going to let's go back to Hillary after that. But let's listen to what Kerry's saying here.
And I think the dislike of and anguish over social media is just growing and growing and growing. And it's part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus around any issue. It's really hard to govern today.
Stop. Democracy. They keep saying democracy as if America is not a constitutional republic. This is the spelling. This is them attempting to cast the spell on you to make you think you live in a democracy. Democracy, by definition, is mob rule. We are participating in the democratic process of letting every voice be heard, but those voices cannot trample on the smallest republic, which is the individual. I want y'all to recognize they keep saying certain key words. This is fresh out of the Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky handbook. This is fresh out of the Communist Manifesto handbook. Reimagining, redefining, repurposing words. This is a constitutional republic, period. But Hillary just said it in the clip we just played. Kerry's going to say it. Watch the common thread, and this is how you can see that they are all a part of the same agenda. Let's play a little bit more.
You can't, there's the referees we used to have to determine what's a fact and what isn't a fact are kind of, been eviscerated to a certain degree. And people self-select where they go for their news or for their information. And then you just get into a vicious cycle. So
pause. If people start to, the referees that we had to govern free speech, I want y'all to peep the words. They speaking with forked tongues. The referees that we used to have, and he's talking about the problem that social media is presenting for them to make you think a certain way that they deem appropriate. Not the argument of ideas. He just said we used to have a consensus on what the facts were. It's the same thing that Hillary said. There is no consensus on facts until there is an experiment that goes along with practicing all of the different things. That is how we get to the consensus. And even after that, somebody's still going to say the earth is flat. Regardless, my point in saying this is listen to the subtle nature and conversation. It's, we can't control. It's being harder to govern. Good. I'm glad, because you're not supposed to be governing the general public's opinions. You are supposed to, as the head of the executive branch, because he was in the White House, you're supposed to defend the Constitution, defend the borders, and if you're an executive branch or in control of the executive branch, you're supposed to direct the armed services. That's it. That's the executive branch's job. Not to tell the American people what and how to think and what is misinformation. Let's play on a little bit more.
It's really, really hard, much harder to build consensus today than at any time in the 45, 50 years I've been involved in this.
Good.
And there's a lot of discussion now about how you curb those entities. in order to guarantee that you're going to have, some accountability on facts, et cetera. But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence.
What did he just say, solutionaries? What did he just say? I want y'all to type it. Hit the like button. Everybody hit repost. Regardless of where you're watching this, repost it. If you're watching this on X, repost it. I'm going to save it, but repost it. I want y'all to comment. Comment below. What did he just say? Let's run it back. Let's run it back. What Main Man just said. Let's run it back a bit. Let's play it.
Our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So what we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hopefully having, winning enough votes that you're free to be able to implement change. Now, obviously, there are some people in our country who are prepared to implement change in other ways. And
so
that's
you're
really
questioning
dangerous.
really if democracy can survive unregulated social media.
I think democracies are very challenged right now.
Good.
And have not proven they can move fast enough or big enough to deal with the challenges that we are facing. And to me, that is part of what this race, this election is all about. Will we break the fever in the United States?
Will we break the fever in the United States? It's getting hot. The people are, and it's not just the United States, it's the world. There are revolutions and solutionaries being brewed all around the world. But what they're saying is, because you see where they're saying this is a World Economic Forum meeting. Okay? We don't think that democracy is fast enough and moving fast enough to keep up. Yeah, because social media showed up, and this is why what Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, Matt Taibbi, this is the reason why this is very important, solutionaries. Guys, we got about 200. Shouts to everybody. There's now 200 people in the live watching right now. I want everybody to hit the like button, no matter where you are. If you're watching it on X, if you're watching it on YouTube, if you're watching it on rumble.com/Maj2Ray, doesn't matter. I want everybody to hit the like button. I see floods and floods and floods of likes. Let's boost the algorithm. We got 202 folks tapping and appreciate you all. Guys, this guy in essence just said, we are struggling with controlling the people because they are sharing information in a manner and we do not have the referees to govern what they accept as facts, not to share the information that's most beneficial for their lives based in fact. Those are two different things. We cannot govern, control these people in the democracies, and I take that as a pat on the back. You're frustrated because the speed with which information can get out, you can't move fast enough to exercise mob rule and disrespect the American and potentially global public because of these platforms. This is why you're mad at Elon. I'm mad at Elon for other reasons. I don't fuck with electric cars. I had a Tesla. The shit ran out of battery. I'm talking about the lithium and cobalt mines. I got problems there, and he's aware of that. I am not going to advocate for kill switches in vehicles and you can't have gasoline. I'm not going to be okay with that. But as far as him buying a platform that he could communicate with and allow people, even though it still has serious problems, I don't think that X is a serious, 100% free speech platform. I don't. I just got kicked off that joint after Elon bought it. I had to get a whole new page. But I am going to say that it looks like he may not be a part of their thing to the same extent as they, or maybe they don't have as much control over them as he'd like. And so this is the reason why a Trump and an Elon, these conversations start to become a little bit more nuanced. But these guys are now saying, and they get on Elon. I'm going to play some more videos, y'all. These people are saying, as Bookworm just said, he basically is saying, the First Amendment is in the way of them doing what they want. Scrapping Beauty says, mad at critical thinking and information spreading. This is why Solutionary, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. is important. We have to put all of these things together. We got work, we got children, we got family, we got bills, we got all of these different things. There needs to be a place where we can go and showcase, look at what they said. I'm going to be objective as it is. If they say something right, I'm going to say, I think he's a jerk, but I think he's right here. But they're telling you what their agenda is. But if most people never have the time to connect the dots, cross the T's and dot the I's, then you think it's just scattered and it's just one person's opinion. No, this is a unified front of democratic policies, politicians, so-called public servants, deliberately trying to shape the narrative around we need to censor and remove social media platforms that are not in alignment with what our agenda is, because our word is law. And we saw this in the Twitter files. We saw this in the meta files. We see Zuckerberg now, hey, and we'll see if Zuck is really on it. We'll see. They have more power than they may be aware of or willing to exercise. And they need to lean and push back against government like Elon is. Okay? Let's play another one. Because this was Hillary. This was Kerry. Let's go to something more recent. Let's go to somebody that, okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Willie Brown side piece. This is much more recent. Let's listen to what she's talking about Elon and social media platforms. Mind you, this is the same chick that's saying, even if you got a gun lawfully, don't think we might not come into your crib, violation of the Fourth Amendment. This is the same person that's now saying Elon's lost his privilege and in essence, X should be taken away from him. Let's listen.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
So first of all, that's a lie. Saying that there's no oversight or regulation. That's not true. Section 230? There's a form of regulation there. I want to be clear about that. And then to say his privilege. I am a business owner. I run my business as see fit. See, this is why the civics class is so important, everybody. Tonight, I want everybody to sign up for the civics class. We got some spaces left. Tonight, solutionaryuniversity.org. Sign up for the civics class. I forgot to raise the price. It's $20. I forgot. Get the curriculum, get sent right to you. Let's go over these concepts. See, when the general public doesn't understand that limited government means government has nothing to do with free market enterprise. As long as this business is not doing anything that violates people's property or their body or swindling people, government has to stay the hell out of it. But if the general public doesn't understand that, they listen to something like this and think it's okay. Let's listen to it again. Let's listen to what, I want y'all to really listen to what she's saying. Read between these lines.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
This is what we're dealing with. She's in essence saying, after the government overreached, the deep state, and people are saying, oh, there's no such thing as a deep state. I'm not even arguing with that person. Not like Zbigniew Brzezinski existed, okay? Zbigniew Brzezinski existed. And in this book here, The Grand Chessboard, he has discussions about how we can actually go about making United States the preemptive, technocratic, authoritarian police bot for the entire world. That's what The Grand Chessboard is about. Zbigniew Brzezinski died a year and some change ago, maybe 2 years ago. Okay? Evil dude. Shouts to Riggs46 with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. We need, 18 more to hit our goal for today? Guys, this is what they're saying. They're saying the quiet. But again, if you was at work and you didn't see that CNN interview, if you didn't see the vice presidential debate, if you don't tie these things in together, You don't recognize it. This is the play. It's game time. We ain't practicing. They not fucking around and they not joking. They're telling you, Elon, the richest man in the world that bought a social media platform, he abandoned his privilege. Not that he's running a free market enterprise business. He abandoned his privilege and now it needs to be taken from him. Think about that. The fact that they're able to say this is because of the fact that the general public is not civically engaged enough. Why you think we teach a civics class? Okay? Bookworm says, how is it not considered treason to push ideology the exact opposite of the founding documents? It is treason. However, the general public has to get active and push back and be loud about it. This is why we do Solutionary every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Very important. Wait, I got more Solutionaries. I got more for y'all. I got more. Let's go to, boom. Let's go to AOC.
Some of my discussions have brought up.
Let's go to AOC. She's another one. She's been quiet for a while. But she popped back out there with the goof troop. Let's listen to what she's talking about.
Congress, and some of my discussions have brought up media literacy because that is a part of what happened here. And we're going to have to figure out how we rein in our media environment so that you can't just spew disinformation and misinformation. It's one thing to have differing opinions, but it's another thing entirely to just say things that are false.
Stop. That's not true. I get to say as much. If I want to say something and you don't want to be smart enough to look and go, Maj just said something dumb. That's not true. Okay? You don't get government involved to tell me I can't make crude jokes. And I'm not saying that we get to, and it's morally upstanding to make crude jokes or anything like that. Okay? But asking government to come in to tell entire social media platforms, that's the Trojan horse. Oh, we're just trying to protect people from misinformation and disinformation. One, it makes the general public more stupid because you don't know how to research and see what's accurate and inaccurate. That's one. Two, it presumptively assumes that people want the government to determine what's best for them. And three, they're lying. That part. They're lying. This is never about safety. This is about control. That's all it is. Let's go a little bit more.
And so that's something that we're looking into.
That's something that we're looking into. The Twitter files, the Xbook files. Man, listen, Solutionaries. They're telling you. Let's go one more. Let's go one more so we can wrap up. Let's go one more.
Amendment. You yourself have said there's no First Amendment right to misinformation. Kamala Harris wants to use the power of government and big tech to silence people from speaking their minds. That is a threat to democracy that will long outlive this present political moment. I would like Democrats and Republicans.
Pause. I love that he just said it that way. He used their words back against him. Because y'all want to call it a democracy? Okay, cool. The democratic process, your violation of humans first that identify as Americans, First Amendment rights, is a threat to democracy, since we're talking about threats to democracy. I love how we played that right there.
To both reject censorship. Let's persuade one another. Let's argue about ideas, and then let's come together afterwards.
You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's the test. That's the Supreme Court test.
Tim, fire in a crowded theater. You guys wanted to kick people off of Facebook for saying that toddlers shouldn't wear masks.
Senator, the governor does have the floor.
Fire in a crowded theater. That is criticizing the policies of the government, which is the right of every American.
100%. And let's go back real quick. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, guys. First of all, yes, you can. Yes, you can yell fire in a crowded building. Now, obviously, somebody's going to go, well, Maj, why would you want to? That's not the point, and I don't want to. Most people don't even know where that came from. It was Schenck versus the United States. Okay? That was a 1919 Supreme Court case that had nothing to do with fires and nothing to do with theaters at all. I want to be very clear. So this guy vying to be the vice president, is using outdated analogies and terminologies to justify his unconstitutional approach to everything as it relates to the First Amendment. Schenck versus United States was overturned by the 1969 Supreme Court case Bradenburg versus Ohio, which limited the government's ability to ban speech to cases where it incites imminent lawless actions such as a riot. Schenck versus United States was a 1919 Supreme Court case that established the clear and present danger test to determine when the government can limit free speech rights. The case involved Charles Schenck, a socialist who distributed flyers to draftees in World War I. The flyers urged draftees to resist the draft, which Schenck claimed was a form of involuntary servitude. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the government, upholding the Espionage Act and finding that Schenck's speech created clear and present danger. While Schenck v. United States has been overturned, it is still considered significant because it established context-based balancing tests for reviewing challenges to freedom of speech. Now, let me give y'all some backdrop here, okay? One of the Supreme Court justices explained in that case about yelling fire in a theater when that case, the Supreme Court said that, yeah, we're going to make it where this guy can't give out flyers telling people to not be a part of the draft because that becomes a clear and present danger to the American people. He was using the yelling fire in a crowded theater as an actual example. The case had nothing to do with fire in theater. That's like when people say, blood is thicker than water, and they don't know the whole context. And this is how these goofball leftists, because the general public may be missing information, you get to just say things and the general public doesn't have the bigger answer. You can't cry fire in a theater. First of all, that was never the rule. It's not what it was. And two, yes, you fucking can. And that was overturned. Okay? It's like, again, blood is thicker than water. The actual phrase of that is, blood of the covenant is thicker than water of the womb. Meaning, sometimes the blood brothers and sisters and bonds that you create with solutionaries that have a serious purpose and alignment with you, the blood of the covenant is sometimes thicker than the water of the womb. Meaning, the people that you have lived experience, shared values for liberty, justice, whatever it is, that blood of that covenant and that oath that you've made to each other is sometimes stronger than the people that you came out of your mother's belly with. So the general public doesn't know that. Vance jumps up there and says, you can't yell fire in a theater. You can't. Yes, the fuck you can. Etymology, origins. They are playing these games on you because we are not informed. Why the fuck do you think we teach a civics class? So when some goofball like Biden gets up there and says, the Second Amendment is not absolute. Yes, the fuck it is. By definition, based on the writers of the documents. You understand? Solutionaries, they are attempting to trick you. I'm not going to let that shit happen. Me personally, I'm not going to let it happen. And we've got examples here tonight of them deliberately trying their censorship campaign. I challenge anybody. Share this with any of the leftist people, anybody. Share it with them. Tell them I challenge them. I challenge them if anyone says there is not an active campaign, especially going over the next 30 days to censor votes, to censor our speech, to steal elections. I challenge anybody on any social media platform. I challenge you and tell them I said so. Tell them I said so. There is an active agenda. We got video today from 2 years ago with Hillary. Fast forward all the way up to the vice presidential debate that Waltz is up here talking about. You can't fire. You can't yell fire. You can't. Goofball. Shouts to Mike Trenton, $10. We definitely not going to get the $200 in the next 5 minutes. I don't know where we at. I think we need 17 more donors at the, whatever it is. 20, what is it? Somebody tell me how many it is. I don't know. I'm cooking right now. Okay, but thanks to that, Mike Trenton. Appreciate it. For those of y'all listening, guys, everybody, Cash App or whatever you call this shit, Super Chat $20, everybody, if you got some value, as well as, guys, Sign up and promote the classes. We got Phoenix this weekend. We're trying to raise $10,000. We just want to have one day where we raise $10,000. That's the goal. That's what we're pushing for, because we want to take care of all of the November and December classes. We had Chicago last weekend. We got Phoenix. We got Cleveland. We got St. Louis. We got New Jersey coming up. Okay. The reason why the general public gets the wool pulled over their eyes by these goofballs, these are not deep thinkers, constitutionalists. These are people that had some resources and were are good puppets. Good puppets that seemingly speak well. Waltz don't speak well. Harris don't speak well. These are puppets. And we push back against the puppeteers, the puppetry, and all of that, and their manipulators by being informed. Scrap and Beauty says, with the $10 super chat, says, my 6 p.m.s just got better with Maj. I appreciate that. Guys, when you put it all together, and I know y'all going, oh, Maj, you Alex Jones for the hood, right? To a certain extent, yeah, we gotta be. And the people that are willing to put these things together and show you, we just had 5. We got Hillary, we got AOC, we got Waltz, we got Kerry, and somebody else, whoever the hell else it was, talking about the importance of censoring, using the government to censor private business in the form of social media because messages will be spread too fast. It's not that. It's we want to do that because we want the general public to go with what we say. We can't let it happen. Can't. I'm coughing the shit. Alex Jones for the hood is crazy. That's what we got to be. There's no way that you look at all of these things together, going from 2 years, and I'm pretty sure we could pull up stuff from way further than that. But there's no argument that these things are connected. We just watched them. Julian Assange just got free. Took a deal. Osmond with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Edward Snowden still on the run for saying to the people what the government was doing. The Twitter files, Matt Taibbi, the fake meta files. These things exist. You need to push back. You need to be informed. This is why we're trying to get everybody to take the classes. Pay it forward, guys. And we're going to wrap up with this. We're going to wrap up. Civics classes tonight, 7 p.m. I'm going to jump off of here and get ready for the class. I'm going to be teaching right from here. The classes, the Black Guns Matter classes, their civics, their understanding imminent threat, their firearms basics, this culture, this politics. This is why I want you all to be $100 donors so you can get access to all of the classes. Grumpy Gnome, thank you for that $10 super chat. We want people to take the classes because we get a 2-for-1. Every donor at the $100 level, okay, we're trying to get $10,000. That's 100 people. We need 95 more. 100 people at $100. You get access to all of the curriculums for all of the online classes. You schedule the online classes on the days that you want. You take them. You get 50% off of a t-shirt a month, okay? You get access to the Solutionary 9 Telegram group where we go over civics. We go over networking. It's thousands of people around the country in that community. Meal prep, workout routines, dry fire routines, shooting information, all of that. Black Guns Matter television show episode 1. The reason why we put this way is because it's not about selling you guys the classes. It's about if you pay it forward for somebody else, that helps us with buying our building, that helps us with keeping the classes free to all. So you doing it at the $100 level or more, you get all of those things and it helps somebody else. So if we teach 10,000 students, technically we're going to be reaching 20,000 students. That's the reason for doing it this way. And we show a choice. Voluntarily, folks are deciding to say, I want to pay it forward for somebody else. I want to be a part of this community, so I get a double bubble. If we get 10,000 people, we teaching 20,000 people. How you guys can do that is go over to givesingo.com/solutionary. Wherever you're watching this, after we're done, we're going to save this live. After the live is done, and I go teach the civics class. After I do that, comment the word give, and I'll send the link directly to you. givesingo.com/solutionary. Let's get 10 folks from this space because I doubt we're going to get to 200 for the super chats tonight. That's fine. We still cooking. Share it all over the place. Repost it. Okay? But I'm not tripping about that. If we can get 10 folks to pay it forward for other people at the $100 level, I will email you the actual right immediately. I'm going to get the notification to my phone, right? And when I get that notification to my phone, it's going to go directly to you. I'm going to copy and paste it and send it directly to you. These lizard people, since some Alex Jones for the hood, right? These lizard people, these goofballs, this whatever they are only getting over on us because we are misinformed. And the general public, that has to change. And we can do that with the information that we have at solutionaryuniversity.org. So, guys, match. Let's get 10 folks. We got French Coco with the last super chat at $20. Thank you, French Coco, for that. GiveSingo.com/solutionary. If you donated tonight, if you donated a super chat, somehow get it to me. Email me, maj2ray@gmail.com. Email me, whatever it is. Comment, Maj, I sent you a super chat. I'm going to give you access to the Solutionary non-Telegram group. It's a closed group. That's the minimum. Meal plan, macros, health and fitness. There's a lot of people in there sharing information with each other. Okay, guys? So, thank you all. I appreciate you all for tapping in. This has been Solutionary. I will see you all tomorrow. What is the Cash App? I don't know. I Am God says, what's the Cash App? I'm not sure. I think it's $Solutionary Life. I'm not sure. If anybody knows our Cash App, type it in the chat real quick. Tomorrow, guys, I don't know what we're going to be talking about. I have no idea. But we'll talk about something that when we discuss it, we tie it into a solution. Whether it's politics, pop culture, sports, doesn't matter. Everything that we talk about, everything that's being presented to us in social media world, in media, that's the Cash App, $Solutionary Lifestyle. Everything that's being presented and curated for us, we have to turn it into a solution because it's not stumbling onto our screen as accident. Okay? Very, very important, guys. GiveSingo.com/solutionary. When you see this later, comment the word give if you want to get access to all of the classes, the curriculums, and all of the things that I named for being a donor over the $100 level, and I'll send you the direct link. See you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. My name is Maj2ray. Thank you all. Have a great evening. Be safe. Be solutionary.